Southwestern Adventist, the 6-seeded Knights, and Randall, the 1-seeded Saints. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you, Keene, Texas. And for me, remotely here in South Carolina on a blustery 77-degree day in Texas, our second semifinal in this 2022 men's Southwest Region Soccer Tournament. The Knights and Saints meeting for the second time here on this pitch. Randall beat Southwestern Adventist earlier this year, 1-0. That was back on October 4th. So almost 1 month ago to the date. Who thought Southwestern Adventist would be at this point? 2-9-1 on the year for them. Randall Saints are 8-5-2. Randall unbeaten in region play, 4-0-1. And the Knights picking up a win for the ages. We went back as far as 2016. We couldn't find as many as 8 goals that the Knights scored yesterday against Barclay. Most goals, again, since at least 2018. Dario Freitas had 2 of them. So did Brian Gomez. Castanon, Juan Pablo Rodriguez, and Martina Guerra also scoring in that game. Saints, they're coming off that 2-1 win against Pensacola Christian, the national champs, and the Saints met in Rogers, Arkansas. Corotolo and Cook with goals in the second half to propel the Saints to victory in that one. So, unbelievable season for Randall as they possess first, and we're underway. Let's meet the starters in front of the net for both teams. For the Knights, it's Logan Vega and Bruno da Silva, the keeper for Randall. Also starting today, we'll start with the 6th seed, Southwestern Adventist. It's number 6, David Corrales. Number 8 is Abel Ramirez. Number 11, Dario Freitas. Number 13, Elijah Castaneda. Number 19, Brian Gomez. Number 23 is Hector Mendoza. Number 24 is Jose Bahena. Number 29, Juan Pablo Rodriguez. And number 32, David Hernandez. Also, number 44 is Juan Cueto. Also starting for the 1-seed Saints today, it's number 2, Andrew McMillan. Number 3 is Fraser Whitman. Number 4, Ruben Kester. Number 8, Sam Henrich. Number 10 is Toby Witham. Number 11 is Charlie Cartwright. Number 13 is Cade Porter. Number 18 is Sebastian Sanchez. Number 21 is Holy Gabode. And number 22, Aaron Cook. Right now we're underway here in the opening minute with Randall on the ball. The Saints in blue and the Knights are in their home whites. As I mentioned, Randall beat Southwestern Adventist 1-0. It was an early goal in that game for Randall. Sebastian Sanchez scored it in the 14th minute. Randall outshot the Knights in that first meeting 19-1 as you see the ball roll to Vega, who makes a play on it. This is a different Knights team, though, and remember, Randall had some injury problems in the first meeting as well. So a very interesting region semifinal here today between the host school Southwestern Adventist and Randall. For the Knights, Gomez trying to get the attack going now. Here is Ramirez. We're in the 3rd minute. Ramirez into the box. Can't make anything happen with it. The defense able to hold for a moment. Corrales attacks. Ramirez again. The defense standing firm. And then we have a foul called here. It looks like it's going to go on the Knights. This is a busy day, Knights fans. The basketball teams are playing. Women's game will start in about 40 minutes from now. But all eyes on this one here today as your Knights look to maybe pull an upset here and send Randall packing. It's going to be a daunting task, but they played them tight in the regular season, and the Knights are playing much better since that time. I don't see Bruno Masai in the game right now. I know there were a couple injuries. Preston McKay, who had 7 goals this year, not getting a start here today, so not sure if he'll give it a go for the Knights or for Randall or not. They're looking right now for Gabode. Gabode fires a low one, and Vega makes a nice play on it. Logan Vega, a 2.18 goals against average, stopped 68% of the shots he faced in 2022 during the regular season. His first clean sheet yesterday in that 8-0 victory over Barclay. Corrales, the attacker right now for Southwestern Adventist. Knights trouble with that one, and that's going to be a foul called there. Randall takes the quick kick. That was quickly done by Witham. Saints defense able to hold here in the 4th minute. Gabode will play it back. Kester sends it to the center back. That's Witham again. Randall top of the box. Firing a low knuckler that'll be wide to the left, and Vega will use his legs on that one. Southwestern Adventist lost to Kansas Christian in the opening round last year 2-0. So first appearance in the semifinals for a while for this Knights team. Last year the Knights were the region champs, beating Manhattan in the championship game 4-1. They lost to Bob Jones in the championship game 2-1. They were in 2021 the reigning champs, beating Pensacola in penalty kicks back in 2020. Since 2005, Randall has made 8 appearances in the national tournament, including each of the last 3 years. What a job Jake Cottage has done with this Saints program. Corrales sends it forward, but Da Silva gets there. Bruno Da Silva, a 3.00 goals against average for him. 66% save percentage. 47 saves on the year, 2 clean sheets, one of those against these Knights. At center circle, Kester plays it over to the far side. Coratolo sends it far side. And Cueto gets there. This is a Randall team, 36 goals on the year, plus 10 against their opponents for the season, allowing just 26. Witham, and that deflected, so Porter will throw. Witham collided with Gomez, and we have a whistle there. You might be able to hear the wind gusting. Wind gusts of up to 25 miles an hour in the opening game. Wind will definitely be a factor. Now, for the championship game tomorrow, we're keeping our fingers crossed because there's some nasty weather coming with all this wind blowing it towards Keene, Texas. And it's supposed to come tomorrow afternoon, right around the time we're supposed to be playing a championship game. So fingers crossed. Whitman, outside the box, will take the free kick. It's a knuckler that deflected and went into the back of the nets. Logan Vega came out, but the offside flag, I believe, was up. So they're going to disallow the goal. And the Knights might have escaped here. Let's see if we could take another look at it real quick before Logan Vega kicks it away. I couldn't see who knocked it in there, but Randall right back on the attack. Now Vega one-on-one again, and this one is going to trickle in, and this one, I believe, is going to count. Randall strikes quickly after an offsides call negates the first goal. They answer right back with the second. And that happened very quickly. Again, Vega came out, tried to make a play on the ball, but it is 1-0 to Randall here in the 8th minute. Excuse me. Folks, couldn't really see who scored it. Let me see if I could blow it up here on the TV. Yeah. Not a clue. Not a clue. Everybody looks like pebbles over on that far side. I believe. Let me double check here. Now, Preston McKay maybe, but I don't think he got the start. I didn't see him in the lineup. I hate it when all the action occurs on the far side. Most of you know by now that I call the games remotely. Folks, even if I was there, they look like tiny little pebbles. But I'm pretty sure that might be Preston McKay out there now that I get a look. That looks to me to be a number 7. If it was Preston McKay, it would be his 8th goal of the year. I didn't see him in the walkout, so I didn't have him on my starting roster, but that looks to be him over there. Double check on the replay again. I just cannot make out the number. Soccer. It's just a brutal sport to broadcast, folks. I'm telling you right now. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's Preston McKay, and I do have to guess. We'll know for sure in the second half because they'll switch they'll switch sides. Yeah, almost positive that's Preston McKay out there. It's still bothering me, I know. Nice little action here. Gabode with him. Cleared out that time by the Knights. This is a Saints team that has had some big blowout victories in this Southwest region play since we last saw them here in Texas. Battling is David Hernandez with the attacking player for the Knights, looking for maybe a foul call, but the officials are letting him play. Accidental handball there on the near side off Witham. On the near side, long run by Castaneda. They try to get it back to him. Gomez, Castaneda. And Castaneda held off. So in the 11th minute, 1-0 for Randall. The attack so far for the Knights not really happening. Boy, De Silva lost his footing there. Fortunately, Randall able to maintain possession. Here's Kester, the center back, sending it near side. Gomez applying some pressure, but nicely done by Porter. Header by Coratolo is sent out. Okay, so it's not a 7, it's a 3. So the goal was scored by Fraser Whitman. It's his 2nd of the year. I kind of communicated with the folks to zoom in a little bit. So Fraser Whitman's the player over on that far side. And he's the one who scored. Boy, that really looked like a 7 to me. I might need to go get my vision looked at. Ball into the box again. Vega able to make a play on it, though, so no problem that time. Fraser Whitman had 4 assists coming in, just 1 goal, so he picks up his 2nd, the junior, giving Randall the 1-0 lead. That happened just seconds after Randall did score, but they were called offsides. Cook over on the far side. It's flicked in again by Whitman, but over everybody's head. There's Whitman again on that far side, getting it back, sending it into the box and flicked, but wide to the right by Gabode. Oli Gabode from England. A couple other English players on the roster for the Saints team, and Jake Cottage. The sun has come out, which is a good sign. No rain or anything expected here today. We're getting a lot of wind, as I mentioned earlier. Looks like Whitman is going to throw it in now over on the far side. Now he'll give way. Still a live ball, finally cleared out by the Knights. So right now it's all Randall. We're in the 15th minute. Half hour to go here in this opening half in this second semifinal. Kansas Christian beating Manhattan 3-0 in our first game. So winner of this game will play Kansas for the region championship and the automatic bid to the national tournament that will take place in Florida. In Kissimmee or Kissimmee, depending on your preference. Porter near side with him. Offside flag is up. I'm not sure how. I don't think Gabode was off there, but he's not offering much complaint. So I'm going to go with it. Bahena will kick it away for the Saints, for the Knights, excuse me. This is a Knights team before last night scored 2 goals at home in 5 games. They scored 8 yesterday. This is a whole different ball game here today, though, against the top seed. Kester fires wide to the right. And it is all Saints right now. Cartwright sends it forward. Top of the box, Cortolo. Vega again making a play on it. Understand that Vega might have broken his nose and he's got that protective, I don't know if you call it a sleeve or what, but something to keep his nose protected so that he can stick out there for the Knights. That ball is going to roll to De Silva, who really has not been tested here today. Kester sends it ahead. Far side, they're looking for Whitman. Nice defensive play there by the Knights. Can they get something going on this end of the pitch? Let's see. Gomez. Here is Freitas, 2 goals yesterday for Dario. Meets the defense, and the defense wins that battle. Sanchez made a terrific play there for Randall. Get the counterattack going. Corotolo, top of the box. Off the back heel. That shot fired, but right to Vega, who was ready for it. That, I believe, was Sam Henrich taking that hit for the Saints. 18th minute. Nice run here by Corrales. De Silva, though, gathers. Make it 19th minute as we have less than 27 to play here in this opening half. Near side, here's Cartwright. Witham. Back to Porter. Castor sending it over to the far side for Cook. Into the box on a header. Another diving play by Vega, who has really been tested. I think that was Corotolo on the header. Not quite sure. This is a Saints team. They don't do anything statistically. If you're just going on statistics alone, which is what a lot of us small college broadcasters have to do, they don't stand out in the rankings anywhere. None of their players are leading the country in goals. They're towards the bottom, even in some statistical categories like shots per game. Shots on goal per game, just 5.1. They are tied for 5th with 27 assists, and they're top 10 in goals against average. But there's nothing dramatic that stands out for a team that has been ranked number 1 in the country in Division II at various points. But as you can see, you're getting a good feel for exactly what Randall does and does well. They control possession, they play pressure defense, and they get the job done. And that's all it comes down to. This is just one of the better hard-nosed, well-coached, disciplined teams. Holy Gabode colliding with Vega, but Vega able to make a play. '21st minute, Randall 1-0. Fraser Whitman, I'm pretty sure, scoring the first goal. You have a stoppage for possibly a couple of subs here. So much like Randall did in their first meeting against Southwestern Adventist, they got an early goal. Rodriguez sliding challenge and another turnover. Randall again. Whitman gives it up on the far side. Saints trying for the cross. Defense holds, though, for the Knights. So Whitman will, no, he's going to give away with them. Will throw it in. Correction, that's Sanchez, I believe. Ball. Either way, going to go for a goal kick. On too much on that one for the Saints. This is a Randall team unbeaten in their last 6 games. All of these teams that have come to the region tournament have come in playing their best soccer of the year. Every single one of them. But Randall down the stretch went 5-0-1. 3 wins of those 5 against scholarship programs, by the way, as the Saints play a lot of NAIA teams. Going to be a foul called on SWAU, so the Knights giving up another free kick here. It looks like it'll be Cook, I thought it would be Cook. Maybe not. "23rd minute. And that's going to be headed. Oh, nice play there by Hernandez. That header was heading into the back of the net. David Hernandez saved a goal for the Knights. So a corner kick now for Randall. Well, the sun has come out in full force now. It was all clouds for most of our first game. Ball in, headed, blocked though by Vega. What a save by Vega to keep it at 1-0. But you can tell that Randall's very locked in here today as Cartwright plays it back to Sanchez. Sanchez will get it again. We talked about it in the first meeting, how offside flag should be up here. It's going to go for a goal kick either way, but I'm pretty sure the player was offsides. Let's take another look at this save, though. What a season Logan Vega has had. He has played so well. Just moments ago, Vega keeping it a 1-goal lead for Randall. We have another stoppage. I believe some more subs coming in. So Randall finished 4-0-1 in Southwest Region play. They went 5-0-1 down the stretch, including a win over Pensacola Christian. They beat 2 scholarship programs. All right, I think we're finally ready to go here. I couldn't see. I obviously calling the game remotely, folks. I see everything you see. But I do believe we had some subs come in, and I'll try to tell you about them. We're still not. I thought they blew the whistle. Let's go, boys. We got stuff to do here. Maybe there's a player injured. I don't know. We're going to take a break until they're back to live action, though. We'll be back. All right, now we're back to live action. Quickly, Randall back on the ball on that far side. So Whitman plays it too far to the right, and it's out of play. Bahana's been taking these goal kicks. With the wind certainly a factor. Now he gives way. Boy, Randall is just showing no signs that they're going to let Southwestern Adventist do anything on the attack here today, are they? I mean, you just get that feeling. The Knights just 1 goal or 1 shot in the first meeting. On the near side, here's Porter. Porter chips it into the box. Headed, still danger with them. That's going to be wide to the left on a deflection. Vega makes a play on it. I've got the 27th minute on a running clock, but I do believe we had a stoppage. We'll double check it here. No, my clock and their clock is just about right. So still 27th minute. Mendoza on the far side will throw in for the Knights. Aguirre is in. That was Cueto. And Aguirre trying to make something happen on the far side. But unfortunately, for Knights fans, not much is happening on the attack here today. We've seen two really dominating performances so far. Nice back heel there by McKay, who's in. Number 7 is Preston McKay. Told you about him a little bit earlier. Over on the far side, Whitman sends it into the box. Sliding challenge is wide to the left, and Vega eventually makes a play on it. So Preston McKay is in, 7 goals and 1 assist. He leads the team in goals. Toby Witham also with 6. Right behind him. Headed forward by Witham. Vega, and just like that, maybe Southwestern Adventist can just try the shorter game instead of these booming kicks that Randall gets right on immediately. Maybe just try to get something started from the back line. It's a tough ask against one of the top defensive teams in the country. And you're seeing that defense on display. And then some as Sanchez sends it forward. A nice ball to McKay. Cleared out by the Knights defense. Ramirez had it for a moment. Now Rodriguez wins the battle at center circle. Here's Aguirre. Counterattack is on. The through ball David Hernandez got there. Hernandez made a play again. Sends it forward. Corrales pass to the far side. The wind is starting to howl again. I'm not sure if you can hear it on the broadcast or not, but it is loud. Turnover there as Mendoza unable to make a play. Now Randall will get the throw on a deflection. 30th minute, we have 15 minutes to go here in this opening half. 1-0 for Randall. Preston McKay on the far side. Cartwright. And Cartwright's pass is off the mark. Witham couldn't get there in time. McKay sends it into the box. Cartwright. Taboa. Here's Porter near us. With them again. Gonna have a whistle here, and I believe a foul called on Randall. No, they called that on Southwestern Adventist, so the Saints are going to get a free kick here. Taboa will give way. Whitman will take it. Whitman, 4 assists on the year, leads the team in that category. The wind is whipping at his face. You could see how that ball curved there on that free kick. I mean, that is not where Whitman wanted it to go, but that's where the wind took it. Vega booms it, but out of bounds. And yeah, if you're these goalies, this wind is just not your friend today. And these drop kicks don't seem to be going anywhere, especially for the Knights. Taboa on the far side of center circle. That's played forward by Randall. Might get another whistle here if the referee bites. Witham trying to sell it, and he did get the call. So another free kick here. Now let's see what kind of adjustments they make, because this is relatively the same spot. Maybe a little bit closer to the mid of the pitch, but Henrich and Whitman both there. They might go short here. After seeing what the ball did, how it curved and then died. They might go short here. Let's see how they play it. Whitman, that time a nice little chippy. That's a good effort. Vega had trouble with it, so that's still a live ball. Cleared out by Rodriguez for the Knights. But that was a really smart play there by Whitman, who kind of recognized, okay, it's a windy day today. We have to adjust. Throw right now for Randall. Headed out. Aguirre hit that a mile in the air, but it's still in the box. Still danger for the Knights. An opportunity on the chippy for the Saints. Coratolo. And that one's coming right to Vega. Off the boot for Sam Henrich, I believe that was. It is all Saints here in the 35th minute. We have less than 11 to play in this opening half. Preston McKay was on the ball there, battling with the defender and earning a throw for Randall. Looks like Taboda, excuse me. Oh, correction. That's Sanchez who's going to throw it in now. So Sanchez whips it into the box, punched out by Vega. Sanchez tries to cross it in over 2 defenders, as McMillan also tried to make a play, and it'll be a throw-in for Sanchez here. Chris Shima, glad to be with you from the home studio in South Carolina. We're watching the Southwest Region semifinals. The top seed Randall looking for a second goal there. Vega able to make a play, the keeper for Southwestern Adventist. This game taking place in blustery Keene, Texas on a 77-degree windy day. Wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour. I think that might have even picked up. And consistent winds 10 to 12 miles an hour, which I think has also picked up. It's all ahead, unfortunately, of some really rough weather that's anticipated to come tomorrow afternoon when we're supposed to be playing a championship game. So keep an eye on things, folks. There might be changes. Witham sends it to McKay. McKay turns. McKay fires into the back of the net for Randall, who takes a 2-goal lead. And what a boot by Preston McKay. This time I'm sure of it. Not so much the shot. Well, the shot was pretty nice, but let's take a look at this footwork, this ball control here. Spins around 2 defenders, takes a tough angle shot, and Randall leads it 2-0. So for Preston McKay, that is his 8th goal of the year. Preston, the sophomore, and a 2-goal lead for the Saints. Knights really need a response here, although it's been all Randall here today, let's be honest. 37th minute. Randall looking for more. Offside flag was down, evidently. But Vega came to the top. There's only so much you can ask out of Logan Vega here today. That's a much better boot for Vega, who had the win this time on his side. I don't think they started the clock right, but anyways, they're going with 8 minutes left, so that's what I'm going to change my clock to. The Saints an early goal, Fraser Whitman, we believe. And then Preston McKay just moments ago, making it 2-0. The Saints team, I would venture to guess, even if they don't win, they would get an automatic bid into the national tournament. They've been 1 or 2 in the rankings all year, has Randall. Nothing's ever guaranteed, so you always want to take care of business. But getting that regular season win against Pensacola, that should pretty much seal their fate. They're into the national tournament no matter what, I would think, for Randall. Some changing of possession here nearest us. Knights trying to make something happen. Soft touch by Gomez. Castaneda trying to run it down. With 6.5 left to play here in this opening half, but he's held off again by the defense of Sanchez. So 2-0 for Randall here in this opening half. And a nice performance by them here in the semifinals. Knights fans, we're going to have men's basketball for you. The ladies have tipped off. No score in the opening minutes. Men and women playing a doubleheader against Dallas College Mountain View, a junior college program. I'll be with you for the men's game later. Ladies are playing right now. If you want to check in on them, maybe at halftime, which will occur in about 5 minutes from now, 5.5 minutes. 40th minute. Not a lot happening for the Knights right now. You can see Mendoza really unable to get anything going against that defensive pressure there for Randall. That's going to go off of Gira. Corral has tried to save it in. Quick throw in for Randall. Ball into the box, and goal number 3. That is with them. And Randall in a rout right now. Toby with them for the 7th time this year. Keeping pace with Preston McKay. Now back a goal behind him for the team, a lead. And this one in real danger of getting out of hand if you're the Knights. Let's take another look at it. That quick throw in really played a factor here, and just a rocket into the back of the net by Toby Witham, a sophomore from Norman. What a first half for the Saints. It is all Randall. 3-0. That one went over the head of Witham, and now he heads it too far forward looking for Preston there. Castaneda looking to throw it in for the Saints, or for the Knights, excuse me. 42nd minute. Randall has dominated possession and the game pretty much since the opening, as Whitman sends it forward. And we've got some buffering back in Texas, folks. So I'm going to have to shut down the broadcast just for a second. Stay with us. We'll get it back going here in a couple seconds. So we are streaming in Texas. We don't have a hardline internet connection, and that sometimes means the broadcast might need to be reset. So 43rd minute, 2.5 left to go until halftime. All Randall here this afternoon. Another quick free kick. Whitman will play it back to De Silva. Porter gives way. Cartwright and Porter. Cartwright gets on the ball. Pass a little bit off the mark. Henrich at center circle, though, gets it back. Counterattack is on. Left on the far side. Ball into the box, and Vega will dive on it. Less than 2 to go here in this opening half. Here's Cartwright, center circle. McKay. McKay putting the moves on. This time the defense was ready for it. Those moves led to a goal earlier in the half. Preston leaves it near side. Cartwright cross into the box. And was flicked by Witham, but a collision with Vega. Here's Ramirez, and it's off Taboda out of play. Less than a minute to work with for Southwestern Adventist, trying to get a goal, get something to feel good about. It's been a dominating first half by the 1 seed, Randall. Sanchez has made a lot of nice defensive plays. Taboda headed back by Ramirez, but the Saints are there again. Here's McKay near side of center circle. Leaves it on the far side, but nobody home. David Hernandez. Few seconds remaining here in this opening half. Whitman, McKay, and Witham with goals for the Saints, who appear headed to a 3-0 halftime lead after 45 minutes. We'll take the halftime break, folks. Here in the Southwest Region semifinal, it's the top seed dominating the 6-seeded Knights. Randall leads at 3-0. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with all the second half action. Don't go too far. Underway in the second half here in this second of two Southwest Region soccer semifinals. This is the top seed Randall and the 6th seed Knights, and the top seed is taking care of business right now, leading it 3-0 for Southwestern Adventist. So Randall coming in at 8-5-2. The Knights are 2-9-1 so far in 2022, and winner of this game will take on Kansas Christian. The Falcons defeating Manhattan by a score of 3-0 in their semifinal. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here today, this afternoon. Our second of three broadcasts. Knights fans will have the Knights basketball game, the men's basketball game against Mountain View. It's the home opener for the guys, and we'll have that one for you. The ladies' game is also going on without my presence, and you can watch that as well here on the Knights YouTube channel. Right now, the Lions of Mountain View are leading your Lady Knights 16-14. So Randall, the top seed, as I mentioned, they have played dominating on the attack and really just dominating possession. It's at least 3/4 possession in favor of the Saints here today, I would venture to guess, although the Knights are trying to change that. And Gabode with some aggressive play leaves it in the middle, and that's going to be cleared out. Ramirez. The Knights keep going backwards. That is not helpful. Here is Cook on the near side. It'll be cleared out, but Bantu Masai is in as well to start this second half. It looks like there's been a couple of changes for Jake Cottage's team. We'll try to tell you about all of those. Whitman scored the first goal. He passes it back here to Cartwright. Now Porter sends it to Sanchez. Masai, it's going to be off him, I believe, and out of play. Soft touch, Coratolo. Coratolo about to win the ball back. He does. Into the box, Gabode. Right side, Henrich. And that's a shot that's saved by Vega. These two teams met during the regular season. Randall won that one. It was much closer, 1-0. But Randall held Southwestern Adventist in that one to just one shot, outshooting them 19-1, and that's been a similar story here today. Just not much, not anything really on the attack for Southwestern Adventist. It's been all Randall. Ramirez gets the turnover. Kester comes up. Here's Cook on the near side. Cook's cross a little bit too far. Andrew McMillan trying to run it down over on the right side, couldn't do it. So 49th minute, we've played 4 minutes here in this second half. Be interesting to see how Randall does. They have a relatively deep bench, as you can see over there, but we saw Kansas Christian get into cruise control late in that second half. They went to a lot of subs and pulled some of their guys out, recognizing that tomorrow is going to come very quickly. The Saints, of course, will benefit from 2 hours less rest. So might we see some of the second unit come in for Randall here at some point in this second half, especially maybe if another goal or two gets put on the board and things are really in control. I don't have any information to tell me this, so I don't want you to think that this is any kind of an official statement or anything like that, but just given what the weather situation is potentially looking like tomorrow, there might be conversations about moving the game up and or back depending on how the weather goes. As of right now, I've looked at the hourly forecast and the predictions and all that, and it's looking like mainly in the afternoon, although it's also a possibility for late morning. So you could decide maybe to move it up earlier, and then all of a sudden you're getting dumped on. Oh, beautiful ball, but it's off the post. That was off the foot of Henrich. Almost the fourth goal there for Randall, and a beautiful shot that just missed by inches. So again, that is not any kind of. I have not been told anything. I've not heard anything. But common sense would tell you that if it's going to be pouring down rain at 3 o'clock, maybe we should try to play at noon or something like that. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make, as long-winded as possible as always, is that could be in the back of the mind of these coaches if they're up to date on their weather information. And again, Kansas Christian went to their second unit down the stretch in their game. Does Randall do the same? Cartwright. That pass a bit off over on the far side. What we really hope doesn't happen, and what could happen, it could be an all-day kind of an affair with the rain, and that could set up a less than ideal championship game, which, assuming it holds right now, would be Kansas and Randall. And it's just unfortunate for both of those teams if that's the way it ends up. But Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate. We have a foul called, and that's going to set up another scoring opportunity on a set piece here. Sanchez, Henrich, and Cook get together on the ball to talk things over. Cook and Henrich both around the ball here. It'll be Cook. And that's well over the crossbar and out of play. 54th minute. 9 minutes into the second half, and Randall looking for their fourth goal, coming up empty a couple of different times here in this second period. And you can see them still applying a lot of pressure here. Cartwright, I thought maybe he was going to go 1-2 with Henrich, but Henrich tried to play it forward. Now this is Kester. Cook, top of the box. Chips it in. It's cleared out. Bahena. Cartwright collision and a foul. Aguirre looks like he got the worst of it, but he's the guilty party. Sanchez to the far side, Kester. Gabode, now ball into the box. Vega, it's still alive. And Hernandez able to get it away. There's Porter for Randall. Center back's playing hot potato with it right now. '55th minute. Kester, far side, Porter. Castaneda for Southwestern Adventist. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Randall. Those of you who might just be joining us, so we've had sunny skies. It was cloudy in the first game, but sunny skies here in the second game. And still a lot of wind, though. Consistently at about 12 miles an hour, wind gusts of around 30 at times. Here's Cook firing it. That one too much on it again. Randall has dominated possession. A goal apiece in the first half from Fraser Whitman, Preston McKay, Toby Witham in that order. Bad header there, Henrich. Here's Cartwright. Looking over on the far side for McMillan, but it's out of play. Here's Kester. Masai. Cook, cross into the box, headed out. Cleared, but Henrich was there. Henrich fires. It might have been deflected. No, they're going to say it wasn't. So it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. David Hernandez will take it now. You can see how the flag is whipping. The goal posts or the corner posts are shaking in their boots. And those bushy trees are dancing in the wind. David Hernandez. Cartwright leaves it near side for Cook. Cook back to Cartwright. Mendoza plays it ahead. Porter again, far side. That's McMillan, I believe. Gabode. McMillan into the box, cleared out. Gabode is there. Top of the box. Not much Kester could have done with that. 59th minute. 31-23 left to play in this one. Randall in cruise control right now. We might have a stoppage for an injury here for the Knights, and we will. So we'll take a break here. It's an injury timeout. The Southwest Region semifinals continue on. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you here today. Late evening in Texas. Early evening where I am here in South Carolina. We're watching the NCCAA Division II soccer regionals. It's the Southwest region. Top seed Randall leading the 6th seed Southwestern Adventist, 3-0. And pretty much in cruise control. I've got kind of a breezy feeling with Randall here in this second half. Playing keep away right now, Cartwright. Sends it right side for Porter. Porter booms it ahead. Headed by the defense, Cook will have a throw for the Saints. So 61st minute. Masai now Coratolo. Ooh, through the legs. Coratolo couldn't get it back, though. Nice defense there by the Knights, but the passing has left a lot to be desired. McMillan into the box, and not too much on that one. Randall and Kansas Christian played to a 1-1 draw in the regular season that actually took place just a few weeks ago on the 22nd of October. Some subs for Randall and Jake Cottage. Eduardo Garcia, wearing number 17, has come on. What you know about anybody else that might be in? Coratolo. Vega makes the play on it. At center circle, it's headed by Freitas. After an 8-goal performance yesterday. And the Knights being shut out right now. Here's Masai. Knocked out by Cueto. Planson has come in as well. Reese Planson, another Englishman. Planson already a couple touches off the bench. That's headed forward by Coratolo, but comes right to the keeper, Vega. Who's been watching Welcome to Wrexham? Anybody? I will say, because this is Christian colleges, that some of the language in Welcome to Wrexham is a little, but Garcia sends it into the box, and it'll be knocked out by the Knights, but it's a wonderful, wonderful little story. I've really enjoyed it. I really have. There's a lot of things that people from certain parts of America can really identify with places like Wrexham. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, a place that was a queen jewel of this country probably about 70 years ago. Cleveland was one of the largest cities in the country. It was an industrial hub. It was an entertainment hub. All of those things. We got a free kick, by the way, here. Henrich going to chip it. Vega trouble with it, but got it on the bounce. So we remain 3-0. And from about 1970 on, Cleveland has nosedived into an utter mess. There are people making the argument that Cleveland is on the comeback and all of those things, but it's still bleeding people. What once was will likely never be again in Cleveland. Cleveland has reinvented itself. But to people like me from the Midwestern parts of the United States, from areas in the Northeast like Philadelphia, really working class parts of this country, we really, really identify with places like Wrexham. So I'm just really in love with that documentary. I guess it's a documentary? I don't know. It's silly, it's cute, it's heartwarming, it's realistic. They talk a lot about the hooligans. They talk a lot about the highs and lows and the goods and bads of the beautiful game. And like I said, the language is a little crass, so just putting it out there. But if you can get past that, it's a really beautiful thing, and I'm really rooting for that team and that community. We got a whole host of subs coming in now for Randall. It's Abraham Zainatis, wearing number 24. Number 12 is Javi Taboda, I think, has been out there. Number 16 is Luis Gench. So we kind of talked about this at the start of the half. Eduardo Garcia, wearing number 17, is in. Trying to keep everybody 66th minute. Number 24, I already did him. Who are we missing? Number 14 is Jeff Solis. He's on the ball right now, player from Mexico. Number 23 is Sheldon Warland. Player down on the far side for Southwestern Adventist. They don't appear interested in stopping play for it, unfortunately, for that part. So Randall, like we talked about at the beginning of this second half, would they go to their bench? The answer, of course, is yes. Quick turnaround tomorrow. So the injured player for the Knights is now off the pitch, and the trainers will attend to him. Number 25 is also in. That's Ivan Cardenas, local product from down the road in Oklahoma City, for this top-seeded Randall Saints from Moore, Oklahoma. Again, if I spot them on the field, I will mention them. I think there might be a couple more subs that have come in. On the near side, here's Garcia. Cueto. That's going to be a corner kick now for Randall. Is Garcia going to be the guy to do the corner? We haven't had a lot of corner kicks in this one. It will be Garcia. Boy, there was a collision. Masai and a defender. The officials are they've let a lot more go in this one than they did in the first semifinal. I hope we get these guys for the championship. I like it. Let them play. The officials are talking to the offending parties now, making sure it doesn't happen again. But yeah, let's let them sort it out on their own. Nice header. That was cleared out by one of the defenders, not the keeper. Top of the box, Garcia. As we start to wind down here in the 69th minute, David Corrales, Elijah Castaneda, Brian Gomez, Carlos Arrabado, some of the seniors for the Knights, wrapping up their collegiate careers. Be interesting to see if Tristan Olvera might bring in Nathan Ward. He's the other senior keeper, although I haven't seen him. It's possible that's not a player still with us. Garcia gives it a run. 70th minute. Randall in cruise control with their second unit out there now. Ooh, nice header, but it's wide to the left there by the Saints, and it'll go behind for a goal kick. Randall, Southwest Region champions last year, winning over Manhattan 4-1. They lost, in fact, in the national championship game to Bob Jones, which is not a person but a school, 2-1. They beat Pensacola back in 2020. He was a person. Saints won that national championship in 2020 in penalty kicks. 8 appearances since 2005 in the national tournament for the Saints. And they've been in the national tournament each of the last 3 years. What a job Jake Cottage has done. And I think I've done a couple. I did his national championship in Greenville when they Jake took his women's team. The Saints women, not the same kind of season by their standards this year. Southwestern Adventist Lady Knights benefiting from that. They'll make their first national championship appearance. I'm really happy for those ladies. I know I gave them a shout out yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. It's the first team for the Knights to make a national championship appearance. They've sent some track and field athletes, but the first team sport in Knights history to go to a national championship. That's a very cool thing, and something for the Knights and Tristan Olvera to build upon. We talked about it yesterday with the Knights men's team. Recruiting is going to be the big thing. Tristan Olvera will have some time now after was hired late in the summer to get recruiting. We've seen better play, although it's not on display here today for the Knights. We've seen a lot better display or play as the season has gone on for them. Going to be a foul called there on Jench. 73rd minute. So the Knights will hopefully get some consistency with Tristan Olvera as the coach for both teams, but already making his imprint with the women's team. And what a way to send a couple of those really talented seniors for the women's team out than with a national championship. I talk to a lot of former players. Sometimes they'll reach out for me asking for game footage, and we'll strike up conversations. And it's always something that, regardless of level, whether it's Division I players or whether it's NCCAA Division II or whatever it is, everything in between that, these are moments that for these athletes, they're never going to forget. And it's really awesome that the ladies, especially Southwestern Adventist, the seniors, you're talking about Chelsea Monroy, who's one of the top players in the country. Hannah Kester's such a talented defender. A couple other players who were seniors getting an opportunity really to just go out and have some fun. The pressure, when you're the top seed like Randall, this men's team is, the pressure's kind of all on you. But when you're Southwestern Adventist women and you get to go to the national tournament, there's no pressure on you whatsoever. Nobody is expecting anything out of you, so you can go in feeling loose, having fun, and see what happens. We are in the 75th minute now. There hasn't been a lot to talk about game-wise here. It's been the second unit holding the fort down for the Saints here. It looks like they brought back McKay. So McKay has returned for Randall. McKay gets it. Sliding, stopped by Vega. Nicely done. Solis on the far side. Chips it in. That's going to be headed up by Corrales, and Vega will make the play. Boy, how about Logan Vega's day, huh? He has been under attack since the opening minute, literally. It has been nonstop. Warland with the through ball. Here's McKay. Fires it low. It's blocked. Ramirez, I believe. Warland kept it alive. Now cleared out again by the Knights. So it will be very interesting to see what year 2 looks like for Tristan Olvera. Knights getting a couple victories late in the season, at least recent history record second-setting performance against Barclay in the play-in game yesterday. This one might leave a sour taste, but you know what you're getting when you go up against Randall. Even their second unit has just completely dominated. Planson plays it forward. Here's McKay again. 77th minute. You have a foul called there, maybe a collision. Zintas went to check on him, and I do think we have an injury timeout. So we are going to step aside here in the 78th minute. We have an injury timeout. We'll be back. So Cueto, as we're back to live action, Cueto is the injured party for Southwestern Adventist. And hopefully he'll be okay. Juan Cueto, a sophomore. Got a foul called on Warland over on the far side for Randall. So Randall has brought most of their second unit in. They're still looking at Cueto, it looks like, over near us. McKay leaves it far side for Warland. That's going to be a goal kick. 79th minute. That was initially a pass Cardenas. Taboda had trouble with it. I believe Ivan Cardenas is also out there, just trying to make sure I get everybody for the Saints. Garcia near side, pass a little bit off, looking for McKay. Mendoza got there for Southwestern Adventist. And Aguirre hits the deck. You got a foul called on Zintas. So Hernandez will take the free kick now for Southwestern Adventist. McKay plays it forward. Little tap, Zintas. They were looking for Jench. So we're inside 10 minutes to go here in the 81st minute. Randall and Kansas Christian. That should be a fun rematch tomorrow. Again, hopefully weather will cooperate. I had, unfortunately, a death in my family that came real fast, and I've got to actually drive home from South Carolina to Ohio, which is about 10 hours, tomorrow night. So if things get pushed back because of weather, I won't be with you. But we're hoping to get it done. Mother Nature is not playing nice with us right now, though. 82nd minute. Throw in by Garcia. Goal kick to come. Southwestern Adventist, all 5 of their previous home losses by 2 goals or less. This is the only time they've allowed more than that. Like Garcia applying so much pressure. Mendoza. See, when you can have that kind of pressure, you're almost always going to force your opponent into a bad pass. Garcia Mendoza continue to battle. Now Ramirez comes to help. That's going to go off Randall. Freitas trying to apply some pressure of his own, gets the turnover. Dario Freitas into the box. Dario's sliding, and it's a tough angle for him there. The defense came. There was some help there. But I think if Dario had taken that shot a couple steps earlier, he would have had a better crack at it. He kept the dribble going, and that gave the defense time to recover. McKay had a goal in the first half. Sends it to Garcia. Garcia shot. Another goal kick to come here in the 84th minute now. Don't forget, Knights fans, the women's game is women's basketball entering the second half. I'll be with you for the guys' game after that game is over. All of that will be here on YouTube. Championship game again, 3 p.m. tomorrow. Here's Rodriguez on a foul call in the 85th minute. Taboda got there first. Zintas. Masai. Here's McKay now into the box. A little bit too far forward. Another nice play by Vega. So Randall and Kansas Christian, out-of-state rivals, but two teams familiar with one another, played to a deadlock 1-1 in the regular season. Going to meet with a trip to Florida on the line tomorrow afternoon in the championship game. That should be a lot of fun between these two programs. We've seen them on display today, just very, very talented teams. Corner kick to come now for Randall. And it's over everybody's head now to play. Masai. Jench too much on it as it rolls out of play wide left. Turnover, Warland. Leaves it for Solis on the far side, knocked away by Castaneda for Southwestern Adventist. Less than 3 minutes to go in this one, in a game that's been decided since about the 20th minute. Randall has dominated possession. I don't think we've seen a shot for Southwestern Adventist in this one. I'm not 100% on that. There was a couple of instances in the first half, but certainly nothing here in the second, even with the second unit out there for Jake Cottage. Goals by Fraser Whitman, I believe. I'm still not 100% sure on that one. I am 100% sure on Preston McKay, and Toby Witham. And Kansas Christian and Randall will be an interesting matchup because what we've seen here in these two semifinals here today is some really good defense both ways. So both Kansas and both Randall have dominated their opponents defensively today. Who's going to give tomorrow? That will be the interesting question. Ball into the box, and that's going to be put into the back of the net. The Saints are going to get their fourth. And it's Javi Taboda with the goal. Let's see if we got that one for you. Nah, we just missed it, unfortunately, but Taboda scores his second goal of the year here in the closing minutes. (4-0) now to Randall. Garcia now. And that's going to come right to Vega. So the final in this one is going to be 4-0 as there's 8 seconds to go in the season for the Saints, which will come to a close as Randall, the top seed, takes care of business. They book a trip to the region championship, winning today 4-0 over the Knights. Southwestern of Venice wraps up 2-10-1. Randall goes to 9-5-2, and we have an interesting matchup in the championship tomorrow afternoon. It will be Kansas Christian and Randall tomorrow, 3 p.m. back here in Texas. Once again, your final, it's the Saints 3, the Knights 0. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you again. Men's basketball for the Knights tonight at 7 p.m., and then the men's championship game here in the South